This next exercise, I call the 7 levels deep. And I would bet to say this has made a bigger impact on my life than any tool I'll teach and maybe any other thing I've ever done. I wrote it in my book. I teach it in all my masterminds. I teach it on stage. I share it with everybody I love, everybody I care about, because it anchored me in my soul of why I do what it is that I do. Why do I want to gain capabilities? Why do I want more success? Why do I want to achieve more? Most people really don't know. They know on the surface level. And when you can go from a surface level, from a mind thing, from thoughts on why you want to be successful, to anchoring it in your heart with feelings and emotions, there's no stopping you. This is an exercise you need to do, but plus one you're probably going to want to do in your group. You see, about 10 years ago, I hired a guy named Joe Stump. And I hired him because he just got massive results for his students. And I wanted more results for my students. I wanted to scale my business. I wanted more people to take action on what it is I taught. So many people would get this course, not you, because you're here learning, but some people buy a course and don't even get into it. I want them to take massive action. So when I hired him, I think it was 10 grand for a half a day. He got there. He said, "Why'd you hire me?" I said, because I want to scale my business and I want to make, I want people to take action. I want more people to have results. And he said, "Well, the easiest thing to do is the 7 levels deep exercise." Okay, give it to me. He's like, "No, I want to go through it." That's what I want to do with you right now. I'm going to take you through this exercise, but simultaneously, I'm going to show you what my answers were over 10 years ago. That's what an impact it left on me, because it changed everything. My life has never been the same since I've done this exercise. It's such a gift to give to your attendees. It's such a gift for you. So if you're with me right now, if you and I were sitting together face to face and I was doing the 7 levels deep exercise, right? The tool's right on this page. You can look at it at the same time here and you can see my examples. And I said to you, why did you buy this course? Why do you want to do masterminds? Why do you want financial freedom in your life, right? You might tell me an answer. Let me just tell you, he said to me, "Why'd you hire me?" I said, "To scale my business and get more people to take action." And the 7 levels deep is basically this. It's asking why you wanted your previous answer and why it's important to you. And the process is the more you ask why from the previous answer, you get less in here and you end up landing in your heart. There'll be a moment as you go through this that you will feel it like a dunk, like a thud into your heart. My physiology changed. I had goosebumps when I got to my real why. And when I figured it out, I would chew through a brick wall. I would bend steel. I would dig a ditch. I'd fight. I'd die for my why. Yes, I know that sounded pretty dramatic, but it's true. So when he said to me, "Why'd you hire me?" I said, "To scale my business and have more people have results." And he said to me, "So why do you want to scale your business so more people have results?" "Because I want to make a bigger impact." He said, "Oh, very good, very good. Make a bigger impact. That's great. So let me ask you, Dean." That's what he said. He goes, "I asked you why you hired me. You said you want to scale your business. And then I asked you why you want to scale your business. You said you want to make a bigger impact. Why do you want to make a bigger impact?" And I remember it came out quick. I said, "Because I want to set a new standard in this industry. I know Tony Robbins, that's why him and I are so aligned and such dear friends. We want people to step up their education, step up their ethics, step up what they teach, or get out. Don't give this industry a bad name. Self-education is and will be the new norm." Like, I remember thinking, from my head, like, what a great goal to have is let's step up or step out. That's why I want to raise my standards. He's like, "Wow, Dean, really good. So I asked you why you hired me. You want to scale your business?" I said, "Why do you want to scale your business?" And he did it just like this. He said, "Because you want to make a bigger impact." That's great. I love it. "And why do you want to make a bigger impact?" "Well, because you want to set a new standard in this industry, have everybody raise their game." I get that. "So why do you want to set a new standard? Why do you want to raise the game?" And I remember saying, "Because I want to leave a legacy. I want to leave a legacy. When my kids Google me, when I'm dead and gone, I want them to be like, wow, my dad really left an imprint on this earth. He helped shift the world and helped make self-education the new norm." And I say that like, it seems like just a mission, but I remember being in school and feeling like I had no future, had no hope because I wasn't smart enough or didn't have the money to go to college. I was just going to go work on cars. And my guidance counselor basically said, "You should go work on cars. You're not that smart. It's either college or you're destined for nothing." And, I know what that feeling is. And not that you need to skip school or be, broke or not that smart to want to get self-education and go to another level. It's just that I wanted to leave a legacy and it's still in my head. But then this is about around the third answer is when the shift happens and it gets hard to answer at first. He said, well, why do you want to leave a legacy? And I told him, as I just shared with you, but then I sat there and I'm like, well, why do I want to leave a legacy? And I had this massive transformation in my life. Literally at this moment, I went from here to my heart. And what came out of my mouth is something I never said before. I said, I never want to go backwards. Never said that. And I remember thinking, I knew what it was like to be broke. I knew what it was like to watch my mom work 3 jobs to make $90 a week. I knew what it was like to not have lunch money. I knew what it was like to live in a trailer park and get evicted from a trailer park. I knew what it was like to watch my parents work their guts out harder than anybody I knew, but not have anything. I don't want to go back to watching my parents do nothing but talk about money and stress about money. Like, I don't want to stay at the Motel 6. I like my lifestyle. And at that moment, I felt that in my heart. I'm like, I'm never going backwards. Now, I hired a consultant for 10 grand to tell me how to scale my business. And now I'm saying I hired him. He's there because I don't ever want to go backwards. I have a fear, an internal fear of going backwards. It exposed itself at that moment. And I'm like, I'm done. I never want to go backwards. But I was only on level 3. And he said to me, Dean, and he went through all of them. You wanted to scale your business. You want to make a bigger impact. You want to set a new standard. You want to leave a legacy. You want to not go backwards. Why do you want to not go backwards? I was like, wow. And then all of a sudden, if you have children, you know what I'm saying. I thought of my children and I started to cry. And I said, because I want my kids to have choices. And I don't want to raise entitled brats. The world doesn't need 2 more of that. I wanted my kids to have the choices I didn't have, to have the freedom to go after their goals and their dreams. As long as they go after it and they have the fight in them, I want to support them and give them choices. And I thought about that. And all of a sudden I'm feeling inspired. I'm feeling empowered like I never had. It's in my heart. I literally have tears coming out of my eyes. And I thought, that's it, my kids. And he said, Dean, but that's only 6. I have one more time to ask you. And he went through all of them again. And he said, why do you want your kids to have choices? And that's when my number one why popped out. The one I remember to this day, the one I revisit almost every day. I said, I want to be in control of my life. And what that meant is not a control freak, but my parents were married 9 times when I was a kid. I moved my mom 5 times, my dad 4. True story. I moved 19 times by the time I was 20. I never felt in control. I'd live in a house, new step-parents, step-grandparents, step-brothers and sisters, new school, new bike, new cul-de-sac, and then it would be gone. And then another house would be gone. And then trailer park and gone. Then I moved in with my dad, lived in a bathroom with him for a while. And then we moved, it was all this uncertainty in my life. And I realized at that moment, the reason I wanted to be an entrepreneur, the reason I wanted to be in control, I hired this guy to help me scale my business. Now I have tears coming out of my eyes and I'm saying, I want to be in control because I want to live the way I want to live. I want to dress the way I want to dress. I want to wear a t-shirt. I will. I want to raise my kids the way I want to raise them. I want to leave every day, almost at least 4 days a week, I leave and go pick my kids up from school because I want to. I coach Little League. I coach softball. I don't miss any of that. I don't want to miss one thing. I don't want to ask permission when it's time to go on vacation. I don't want to ask permission if I can pick my kids up early or if I could do whatever it is I want to do when I want to do it. That's what, at that moment, I realized I wasn't being selfish. I just was so out of control as a kid. I found out that I wanted to be in control. I retired both my parents. It changed everything for me. I knew my top 3 from my heart where I never want to go backwards. I want my kids to have choices and I want to be in control of my life. I say those as if I did this exercise 5 minutes ago. I did it for the first time 10 years ago and I've done it 100 times since then. This is a tool that you need to do. So think through, do it with someone else. Take this tool and go do it with someone in your family. Have them do it to you. You do it with them. Practice this tool. Fill it out honestly because you're going to use your example for your team, for your mastermind. And what I do is position them to put yourself in a state where you're ready to grow, where you're ready to break the ceiling that you're at. You're ready to incorporate new thinking, new passion, and a new why that'll catapult you. Because when I'm having a bad day, I can't think, oh, I want to scale. I want to make a bigger impact. Oh, I want to set a standard. No, that's not enough to drive me on a bad day. It's not enough to get me out of bed when I'm not feeling the best. What'll get me out of bed, what'll break through the barriers, what'll allow me to never stop, to be tenacious, is knowing that I'm not going to go backwards. I'm going to let make sure my kids have choices, and I'm going to stay in control. No one's going to control me. Now, this is my story. What's yours? Do this exercise, and then you'll have the passion to teach the people in your mastermind. Now, think about this. It doesn't matter what they are doing in front of you, virtual or in person. They want to make more money. They want to learn marketing. They want to learn karate. They want to learn how to do hair. They want to learn to be a carpenter. They want to learn Shopify or Yahoo or Google or whatever it is, AdWords, YouTube. They still need to know why they want it. So you can give them this empowerment to take what you teach next. So think about that with this tool. Think about doing the 7 levels deep, and now they know why they want it. Then after that, you teach them, and just think how anchored that'll be. Like, okay, this is why I want it. And this tool can take me there. It's the how, it's the capabilities, and they're ready to impact it and put it in their life. This is the power of these tools. This is the power of Tony and I are handing you to share with the world, because it furthers our mission, our desire to make self-education the new norm. Don't die with knowledge in your head. Don't go to sleep forever at 95 years old without sharing these exercises, without sharing your incredible knowledge in your head. The world deserves to learn what you know. And again, you're going to figure out your superpowers, and you're only going to go after the niche of people who want that superpower. And that match is magical. And the connection and social media and the web have made it so you can find those exact people. And that's the part we'll talk about in marketing. All right, on to our next tool.